play Blind Boy Fuller's song Careless Love in standard tuning, you will find that it must be in the key of A. The key of A is uniquely determined by the chords and scales, by a kind of syntax, and it couldn't possibly be in another key. So, if you only know standard tuning, you'll be pretty sure that it's in standard tuning in the key of A. And particularly it has the characteristic phrase where it's got that note with the beginning on the tonic A and the kicker going up to the D7 and the diminished chord. And you can tell that that lick has to be on an open string and move down to the next string in a rest stroke, and then you have this first position A chord, which is either this or this. And this isn't the A chord that's formed from the diatonic scale. This is the A chord in the four-part harmony with a nice tonic on the top. And then you have this kind of microtonal scale structure. And there's a problem with this structure because the bend on the third note that starts the song is right up against the fret, and you can bend that note, but it's a little bit difficult to bend. And then the one on the fourth note of the scale bends up against the top string, and so you get this microtonal structure that's pretty specific to the key. And then you have this sliding bar, which is characteristic of the A, which is found in a lot of Delta blues. And I really like this key in A in standard. It's a very sophisticated kind of blues. It's a little bit difficult, but I really like it. And a lot of songs have been published by Blind Boy Fuller in that key. But I had some doubts that that was the right key. And so what I did was I wrote the song out in 36 different guitar tunings and keys, using guitar algorithms and guitar ciphers to change the notes around to the correct position for the right tuning and key. And when I did that, I found there were a lot of playable arrangements, like in open G minor and drop G, that were quite useful and attractive, but just didn't sound like the record. Even if you match the key, which is B flat in the record, there's only two keys that are really capable of matching that recorded song. The other suitable key to play this song in is in open E tuning in the key of B. Now you might think that those two keys are the same, because if the tune is played in standard tuning with a capo 2 in the key of A, that would be a recorded key of B. Or if I'm playing in, say, if I'm playing in open D tuning like I am here and I have a capo at the 2nd fret, then that makes me in the key of B up here. But the difference is in standard tuning, you're playing in the 4 key of the tuning, and in this key, I'm the 5 key of the tuning. Now this chord A, by itself without a key, it has no function. We don't know what it does. Is it the tonic, the 5th? We don't know without a key, but we know in the key of A, this chord A is the tonic 1 chord. Now in the same way, the key, whether the key of this song is A or B, it doesn't really tell us anything. What we need to know is the tuning and how the key is defined by the tuning. So in this condition, this is the 5 key of open D, and that is the king of blues. That is the strongest key you can play blues in. There's a lot of good tunings for blues, but open D I think is the best. And in the song, you have that same syntax of the signature lick where it goes. But now that it's not the D7 chord you expect, the D7 is up here at the 3rd fret, and the form is a little bit different. And it slides up to another diminished chord, and then up to the bar. Now this bar can slide just like the bar in standard tuning, so you get confused. Which position are you at? And in this tuning, you have this remarkable A7 chord. This is a Gary Davis type of chord. It's the 7th chord of A. And it's a very nice chord because it's got at least 1 open string or 2. And it goes very nicely back to the tonic D chord. Now the microtonal scale here is a little bit interesting too, because it's moved up 2 positions from the standard tuning, and so that puts your first bend on the 3rd fret. And you have a little bit more variation. There's more redundancy in the scale, so you get these. You have more places to play the same notes, and that gives you a greater degree of specificity. So all considered, I think this song is probably actually in open E tuning in the key of B, and not as in published in the standard tuning key of A. Now, you may wonder why I'm using the capo in both guitars. And one reason is to match the key, but it's also because it's easier for me to play with the capo. The frets are a little bit closer up here, and even though it's a small distance, it makes it easier to play. I could play it without the capo, but it's a little bit more of a challenge, and it just feels better here. And so if you look at the photographs of Blind Boy Fuller, he uses a capo pretty regularly, and I think in one of the pictures you can see he's playing a C chord, looks like in standard tuning, but in another picture it's harder to tell. But I think from what I know about the history of blues, that the center of American blues is open D and open G, and standard tuning is really less important.